was we processed the images together and we put two images into one blank screen. And here are two different images of the Archimedes manuscript. If you process the same two images in a different way, you can actually get rid of the prayer book text. And this is terribly important because the diagrams in the manuscript are a unique source of the diagrams that Archimedes drew in the sand in the 4th century BC. For the first time in 2,000 years, a machine described in Archimedes' manuscripts has been digitally recreated. Not by archaeologists, not by historians, by quantum AI. And what it rebuilt wasn't just some ancient planetarium. It may have been the world's first computer, a bronze machine that could predict eclipses decades in advance, track planetary movements with stunning accuracy, all built by a man who died before Christ was born. Here's what makes this absolutely mind-blowing. Quantum AI didn't just guess what this device looked like. It took scattered fragments from ancient Roman texts, astronomical cycles that Archimedes would have known, and the physical limits of Bronze Age engineering. Then it calculated millions of possible gear combinations in parallel. The result, a complete digital blueprint of a machine that vanished from history. But here's the part that should terrify you. When researchers fed the AI's design into modern simulations, the device worked perfectly. Every gear ratio matched known astronomical cycles. Every planetary position aligned with ancient Greek observations. This means Archimedes wasn't just ahead of his time. He was building technology that wouldn't be seen again for over 1,500 years. Let's be clear about what just happened here. This wasn't just an experiment in digital archaeology. What quantum AI reconstructed is proving that ancient civilizations possess computational thinking that we're only now beginning to understand. The gap between their world and ours just got a lot smaller. But here's where the story gets truly incredible. The quantum AI didn't just reassemble old historical data. It found patterns that no human researcher had ever noticed. Remember the Archimedes palimpsest? That 1,000-year-old prayer book where scholars discovered Archimedes erased mathematical writings using X-ray imaging. Well, there were always these faint marks in the margins, ghost sketches beneath the religious text that experts couldn't quite make out. For decades, historians assumed they were just random scratches from the original scribe. The quantum AI looked at those same ghost diagrams and saw something completely different. Mechanical outlines, gear arrangements, what could be the actual blueprints for his legendary machine. Using advanced pattern recognition, the AI enhanced these fragments into possible design schematics. Lines that meant nothing to human eyes suddenly formed gear teeth and rotating mechanisms. But that's not the most shocking part. When the AI cross-referenced Cicero's description of Archimedes' planetarium with the gear ratios from the anti-Ra mechanism that ancient Greek computer found in a shipwreck, it discovered something extraordinary. The mathematical relationships were nearly identical. This means the famous antithet device wasn't some one-off miracle of engineering. It was built using principles that Archimedes had already perfected 150 years earlier. We're not just talking about one lost machine. Archimedes had invented an entire branch of analog computing, a technology so advanced that when it disappeared with his death, humanity wouldn't see anything like it again until the Renaissance. But then the AI model revealed something no one expected, the device's hidden power. The AI's reconstruction revealed something that changes everything we thought we knew about ancient warfare. Archimedes' planetarium wasn't just educational. It was a weapon. Think about this. In the ancient world, eclipses weren't astronomical events. They were messages from the gods. Solar eclipses meant divine anger. Lunar eclipses predicted the fall of kings. Armies would literally retreat if an eclipse occurred before battle. Now, imagine you're defending Syracuse against the most powerful military force in the world. The Romans have siege towers, catapults, and thousands of soldiers. But you have something they don't. A bronze machine that can predict eclipses decades in advance. You could time your attacks, coordinate your defenses, even spread rumors about divine omens that you knew were coming. In a world where superstition ruled military decisions, Archimedes' device wasn't just a planetarium. It was the ultimate psychological warfare tool. This is computational thinking. In 200 BC, while the Romans were counting on brute force, Archimedes was using mathematics to bend reality itself. NASA's supercomputers that track satellites and plan space missions. They are solving the same fundamental problem that Archimedes encoded into bronze gears over 2,000 years ago, predicting where celestial objects will be at any given moment in time. Think about it from the Roman perspective. They thought they were storming a city defended by catapults and walls. They had no idea Archimedes was defending Syracuse with advanced mathematics, precision optics, and quite possibly a cosmic calculator that could see into the future. No wonder it took them 3 years to capture the city. If you're fascinated by how AI is rewriting history and revealing the true power of ancient technology, hit that subscribe button because what the quantum AI discovered next might shock you even more. The device had capabilities that even Cicero never wrote about. The quantum AI process. So, how exactly does quantum AI recreate a machine from scattered ancient texts? The process is absolutely mind-bending. First, researchers fed the system every scrap of historical evidence, Cicero's description of the bronze sphere, Pappus of Alexandria's technical notes, even gear fragment from similar devices like the Antitherum mechanism. Then they added the astronomical data Archimedes would have known, the moon's 29.5-day cycle, the 18-year eclipse pattern called the Saros cycle, the complex orbital periods of Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Finally, they set the physical constraints. Bronze gears could only be so small before breaking. Tooth counts had to be whole numbers. The entire device needed to fit in something a Roman general could carry. Here's where quantum computing becomes absolutely crucial. A classical computer trying to test every possible gear combination would take centuries. We're talking about billions of different arrangements, different tooth counts, different gear ratios, different mechanical layouts. But quantum algorithms work differently. They can evaluate millions of possibilities simultaneously. It's like having millions of ancient clockmakers working in parallel across infinite quantum universes, each trying a different approach to solve the same cosmic puzzle. Within hours instead of years, viable designs emerged. And here's what's truly incredible. Some of the AI's blueprints included mechanisms that Cicero never even mentioned. Differential gears for tracking lunar motion. Pin and slot devices to handle planetary irregularities. Features so advanced they wouldn't be reinvented until the Renaissance. One of these designs reveals something particularly stunning. A hidden function that suggests Archimedes may have built capabilities into his device that he never showed anyone. The quantum AI's analysis revealed something that completely reframes what we thought Archimedes had built. This wasn't just a planetarium designed to impress Roman generals. The device had integrated calendar and navigation functions that scholars had completely missed. Look at the gear ratios the AI reconstructed. Yes, they track planetary movements, but they also precisely calculate seasonal changes, lunar months, and the rising of specific star constellations. This is navigational data. Think about what this means. Ancient sailors relied on the stars to cross the Mediterranean. They needed to know when Sirius would rise to predict the Nile's flooding, when the Pleiades would appear to time their voyages. Archimedes' machine could have provided all this information decades in advance. If sailors had access to this device, they could have planned routes with unprecedented accuracy, tracked seasonal weather patterns, even calculated optimal departure time for longue distantians voyages. This wasn't just astronomy. This was the ancient world's first GPS system. And here's what makes this absolutely incredible. Quantum navigation systems are being developed right now for deep space missions. NASA engineers are working on quantum sensors that can track spacecraft positions without relying on Earth-based signals. The fundamental problem they are solving, exactly the same thing Archimedes was working on, using celestial mechanics to determine position and time with mathematical precision. This discovery isn't just about one ancient machine. It's about something far more terrifying. Technological amnesia. Think about what we've just learned. Archimedes built computational devices in 200 BC that wouldn't be seen again until the 1600s. That's 1,400 years of lost knowledge. 14 centuries where humanity forgot how to build analog computers. And here's what should keep you awake at night. If this happened with Archimedes' planetarium, what else did we lose? Ancient sources mention devices that sound like science fiction. Hero of Alexandria built steam engines and programmable automata. The Library of Alexandria housed water-powered clocks that could track time across multiple time zones. There are references to mechanical calculators, automated doors, even primitive robots. Most historians dismiss these as exaggerated myths, but if quantum AI can reconstruct Archimedes' computer from scattered text fragments, it could do the same for these other devices. we might be looking at recovering an entire lost branch of engineering, mechanical computers, precision automata, energy systems that we're only now rediscovering through renewable technology. This isn't just archaeological curiosity. This is recovering human intellectual heritage that could accelerate modern innovation by decades. But here's the most chilling part of this entire story. We know exactly what happened to Archimedes' original device. The Romans took it, displayed it in temples, showed it off as a trophy of conquest, and then they let it disappear completely. Why would the most technologically advanced empire in the ancient world deliberately silence technology this powerful? What were they afraid of? What did they understand about Archimedes' machine that made them want it buried for 2,000 years? The answer might be more disturbing than you think. Now that you understand the stakes, let me tell you who Archimedes actually was, because his story makes this discovery even more incredible. Archimedes of Syracuse lived from 287 to 212 BC. Mathematician, engineer, inventor, but most importantly, he was obsessed with turning theory into reality. While other philosophers debated abstract concepts, Archimedes built machines that could change the world. During the Roman siege of Syracuse, he created mechanical claws that could lift entire warships out of the water and smash them against the rocks. He designed arrays of bronze mirrors that focused sunlight into devastating heat rays. And here's the amazing part. Modern tests prove these weapons actually worked. In 2024, a U.S. student successfully recreated Archimedes' death ray on a small scale, using mirrors to ignite targets with concentrated sunlight. Earlier experiments by MIT researchers managed to set a wooden boat on fire using dozens of mirrors working in coordination. But Archimedes wasn't just about warfare. He invented the Archimedean screw, a helical pump that's still used today for moving water uphill. He discovered the principles of buoyancy that govern everything from ship design to modern submarines. His work with levers led to advanced siege engines and construction cranes. This was a man who understood that mathematics could reshape the physical world. For centuries, most of his writings were lost. Medieval scribes literally erased his work to reuse the parchment for prayer books. The famous Archimedes' Palimpse was a 1,000-year-old manuscript where his mathematical treatises had been scraped away and overwritten with religious text. It wasn't until the 2000s that researchers used X-ray imaging at Stanford Linear Accelerator to see through the prayers and recover Archimedes' original words. Page by page, they brought back mathematical insights that had been hidden for millennium. Then there's the anti-Ithra mechanism found in a shipwreck off the Greek coast dated around 150 BC. A shoebox's bronze device with over 30 precision cut gears that could predict planetary positions, lunar phases, and eclipses with stunning accuracy. For decades, historians called it the world's first analog computer, but they always wondered where such advanced technology came from. It seemed to appear out of nowhere until now, and that's exactly why this quantum AI breakthrough matters so much. For centuries, all we had were fragments, legends, and whispers of ancient technological marvels, broken devices, overwritten manuscripts, stories that sounded too incredible to believe. But now AI is filling those gaps in real time, giving us back what history tried to erase. The question is, what else is waiting to be rediscovered? So ask yourself this question. Was Archimedes over 2,000 years ago already trying to solve the same navigation challenges that NASA engineers face today when planning missions to Mars and beyond? If that connection doesn't send chills down your spine, I honestly don't know what will. But the eye's reconstruction revealed one more secret about this device. Something that might explain why it disappeared so completely from history. So, here we are. For the first time in over 2 millennia, Archimedes' legendary device exists again. Not in bronze and glass, but in quantum-enhanced digital reality. This isn't just about recovering one lost machine. This is about something much more profound. We've always assumed human progress moves in a straight line. Stone tools to bronze to iron to computers. But Archimedes proves that's completely wrong. Genius can emerge anywhere, anytime. Revolutionary technology can appear, flourish, and then vanish completely. The quantum AI reconstruction shows us that the gap between ancient brilliance and modern innovation is far smaller than we ever imagined. The same mathematical principles that guide our satellites were encoded in bronze gears before Rome ruled the world. But here's what gives me chills. If this knowledge could disappear once, it could disappear again. Civilizations fall. Libraries burn. Digital networks can fail. What the quantum AI breakthrough really represents is a new form of archaeological insurance. We're not just digging up the past anymore. We're digitally reconstructing it, preserving it, making sure it can never be lost again. And we're just getting started. Every ancient manuscript holds potential blueprints. Every fragmentary reference could hide revolutionary technology. Quantum AI isn't just bringing back Archimedes' planetarium. It's opening a doorway to recovering the entire lost technological heritage of humanity. Archimedes once said, "Give me a place to stand and I will move the earth." Today, with quantum AI as our lever, we are moving his world. We're reaching across 20 centuries to shake hands with genius. We're proving that the best ideas never truly die. They just wait for the right technology to bring them back to life. If you want to see more breakthroughs where ancient mysteries meet cutting-edge science, hit that subscribe button and join this journey with us. And tell us in the comments, what lost invention do you want quantum AI to rebuild next? The steam engines of Hero, the automata of Alexandria, or maybe something even more incredible that we haven't discovered yet? The future of the past is just beginning.